This is actually my story about my great-grandmother, Rebecca, who was living in the Ukraine, and she woke up one morning on her 16th birthday, and her who she thought her parents were said to her, "We are not your parents, we're actually your grandparents. Your mother died in childbirth and your father left for America. You're leaving today. They've called for you. We've packed all your belongings and you're going on a boat and you're headed to America." Okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's intense.
Yes. Right. So she now sails to the United States. Her father, who she didn't even know existed, had this whole nother family. And the really tragic part was they turned her into Cinderella. They
Mm,
basically didn't want her as a daughter. They needed a housekeeper and and a babysitter. And so they worked her to the bone, and she decided that she needed to get out of that house. So back then, she needed to marry. So she married someone, very handsome salesman, and he was a traveling salesman. So she went from being abandoned and being alone and all that. So she attracted someone who basically she had three children with, but was never home. And she was lonely and abandoned. Who then, my grandmother ended up marrying someone who worked 7 days a week, who always felt abandoned and alone. Then my mother married someone who was a workaholic and traveled, was alone, never around. And then what do? I did the same thing. And that feeling of loneliness and not knowing who I was, it wasn't mine. It took me years to figure that out. It never made sense to me. And so once I cleared that, I was able to come into more of stand who I am. And there's science behind this. It's called epigenetics. And what they've actually done is taken mice, and they had mice smell a particular smell.